End the day with endless comfort. Sleep Number.
Let's go do it.
To a good life sleep.
Make smart money
Let's
moves.
get into it.
Open a U.S. Bank
So
Smart
7 days to
checking account
die.
and start earning U.S. Bank Smart Rewards on your everyday bank.
Taken legal advice.
All right, so 7 days to die. If you don't know what that is, 7 days to die is a zombie game. All right, survival horror game filled with zombies. Yeah, it's a zombie type. So if you want to know what 7 days to die is, you know, this is what you're kind of like getting. So what has happened with this video game is kind of what similar has happened with like some other video games. I believe it was so this has to, so I'm hearing that this has to do with like an extension for like, kind of like with Mischief Maker with like some other games though, but it's like, I'm not even really sure of the full details about this though. It's like, but you know what? Let's just get into it, man. This guy, let's see what some of the people have to say before too. Hey, man, he's getting donos. Josh, to keep you in the ring. You're a good man, Josh, and whoa, people are believing this guy. Oh my God, they're giving him oh my God, he got support. All right, man, let's get into it, man.
Good day, everyone. I didn't want to make this video. I was really hoping this would be resolved and would go away without me having to say anything publicly. But now that they have posted about it publicly, I'm left with no choice. So this is going to be a different kind of video, one where I have a script and I've taken legal advice before making this video because I wanted to ensure that I did not say anything misleading or incorrect and present the facts accurately. This is a factual account of what happened and I will have the receipts to back it up. And for once in my life, I'm going to try to get through this without making jokes or laughing when I feel uncomfortable because all of this is uncomfortable. So here we go. For the past month and a bit, I have deliberately avoided discussing this situation because lawyers were involved, private negotiations were taking place, and I genuinely hoped this could be resolved professionally and privately. But now the Fun Pimps have made a public statement to their creator program.
Hey, anyone that's watching this, especially for YouTube, don't forget, like, if this guy has whatever, you know, dono, whatever, anything going, make sure to support him, like and subscribe to his videos and stuff. Make sure that whatever he's going through is well known, and let's support this guy.
About what happened. That statement does not name me, but it praises the vast.
And hey creators, I'm April, head of marketing for 7 Days to Die. During streamer weekend content, okay, this is something definitely different. Outside of the intended version 3.0 release, creators were informed of what was included in the build ahead of the weekend, and our developer live stream made that clear as well. We addressed it directly, but what we really want to talk about is you. Making a game is not an easy path. Part of what journey is the care that goes into how things are revealed. When that gets disrupted, the whole community loses something. The vast majority of you got it. You honored your early access, respected the embargo, and protected something that wasn't yours to reveal yet. Because you understood what it meant to the people who made it and the community waiting for it. That is not a small thing. Seriously, thank you. The creator program exists because of relationships like the one we have with you. We are beyond grateful for this partnership. All right, so okay, this clearly has to do with streamers and with the game like 7 Days to Die, and like with the partner program, people literally are able to make money off of video games. Like I'm serious. Like people are literally able to make money off of video games in a way because like there's these extensions for like, let's say Minecraft or whatever. Like there's an extension for Minecraft, like with Mischief Maker and stuff, and people can interact with your gameplay, and people can donate to like let's say for like instance, for like 7 days to die, like you can spawn just like if you were to like mess with someone's Minecraft gameplay on Twitch, like you can spawn like TNT just like on like 7 days to die. Like you could spawn TNT or whatever bullshit, whatever you want to, like whatever is available in the creator program store, and that creator does make money off of like that person interacting with them in their video game, like in their game, in their current live gameplay, you know. And it's and I believe it has gone very hairy to a point to where some companies get a little greedy and may like they're taking more than what the creator can afford, sometimes just not giving them no money at all, like giving them pennies upon tens of dollars of what the customer is buying, and they're just taking all the money, leaving no money for the creator. And it's like they're saying, oh, we have to do this though, and it's like, and this leaves creator with less money and stuff, but you can still make more. That's like, it's just like the hubbub kind of bullshit that you kind of get is what happened with Mischief Maker and all that stuff in 7 Days to Die. And I remember Noob-tastic Gaming went all on it, and it's just like she used to play 7 Days to Die all the time, and it's just like, and I've been there, and it's just like I used to give so much money too, and just like there's a reason why she doesn't play it either. It's just like I don't know, I'm getting that there's something happening here with 7 Days to Die, and it's just like this is just bad. And I feel like this is exactly that kind of thing, because people are bringing up like the same thing with Mischief Maker and shit, you know? And it's just, I don't know, man, it's all bad.
Something that wasn't yours to reveal yet. They said creators were informed of what was included in the build ahead of the weekend, and our developer live stream made that clear as well. And then the vast majority of you got it. You honored your early access, respected the embargo, and protected something that wasn't yours to reveal yet. That claim needs more context. They did not name me, but all of the public discussion of this incident has centered on me as the creator who received and published that material. My videos were removed, my channel was struck, and I was removed from the creator program. Given the timing of that statement and the surrounding circumstances, a number of members of that community have understood that statement to refer to me. And that is why I'm responding. The patch notes were provided only after I had already filmed and completed the videos. They did not identify the build I had received as incorrect until after those videos were posted. At the same time, 3 of my videos have been removed from YouTube following copyright complaints submitted by the Fun Pimps. My channel has received a copyright strike. The related content has been removed from TikTok, where I also now have a copyright strike. And
they're going after his content,
I have been removed
what?
from their creator program. So now that this is getting out there, I believe an incomplete account of events is now circulating, and people are asking me directly about it. I can no longer remain silent while a version of events is circulated that implies I knowingly took and revealed confidential material and broke embargo. That is not what happened. Before I go further, 2 things. First, I'm sharing this to correct public record, not to direct anyone toward the people involved. And second, I have retained Australian legal counsel since the beginning of this matter. There are parts of the legal correspondence and private negotiations that I will not and cannot publish or discuss in full, but I can defend myself, explain what happened, why those videos were removed, and why I reject the characterization that this was a deliberate leak. So here is what actually happened.
A leak? So they're saying that he leaked something. That's what this is about. Okay. All right. This isn't about money. Well, it is about money. It always is.
I was a member of the Fun Pimps creator program. I was accepted into that program in July of 2024 after already covering 7 Days to Die for years. This is not a game I occasionally covered for easy views. It has been the center of my channel, my career, my community for a very long time. Ahead of the 3.0 launch, I received access through the official creator system to a build presented to me as 7 Days to Die 3.0. I did not hack anything. I did not receive stolen files. I did not bypass security. I did not obtain the build from another creator.
So when he's saying build and stuff, it's like the layout build of a or items?
Or some private or unauthorized source. I downloaded and used a build made available to me through the official creator system. The information accompanying that access did not identify which build number I had received or which build was the...
Rules for early access. You cannot share the password to your friends early. You cannot stream 3.0 early or post any videos. So the 3.0... So it must... Because I'm okay.
Correct creator build. There was no indication that I'd been given the wrong build. The materials provided to me did not identify in any way that the build contained material outside the scope of permitted creator coverage. It was presented as 3.0 access with creators in the program, including me, encouraged to create 3.0 content. So that is what I did. I understood that the access provided through the creator program was intended for the creation of 3.0 coverage, and I did not know that the particular build provided was incorrect and contained material outside of the intended scope. The build I was given contained 2 certain features, including chicken coops and another feature that were later said to not be intended for publication. And I made videos discussing those features as they appeared in the build provided to me. I was not trying to sabotage the release.
The chicken coops. For chicken coops? So he made video on the chicken coops thing, which is a new thing on 7 Days to Die. Okay.
Trying to spoil some secret announcements. I was using the access for its stated purpose, creating 3.0 coverage. Okay. When I discussed the first feature in the video, I did not present it as polished or an officially announced feature. I openly questioned whether this feature was unfinished, hidden, or operating somewhere in the back end of the game. It wasn't until after those videos had been produced.
I mean, I feel like there's nothing wrong with making some videos privately and just it's just and you just gotta have them scheduled, man. You gotta, I don't know, man. It's maybe they're going a little bit overboard. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know.
And the first one published, that I was told that I had been given the wrong build and that it contained material that was not intended to be shown. The first removal request arrived about 14 minutes after publication. The video had gone live at the stated embargo time, which was 3 a.m. Melbourne time, which I had followed, and I was asleep when that message arrived. Notably, this was 3 hours later than my usual upload time, so there can be no doubt that I followed the stated embargo. The Fun Pimp's position was that confidentiality obligations arisen under a previous NDA applied to certain material shown in my videos, including material that appeared in the supplied 3.0 build. This was not my understanding, because the later creator program access explicitly permitted 3.0 coverage, and there was no clear warning that the build contained any material outside that permission. I have not discussed, and I will not discuss, any material that remains subject to confidentiality obligations. But the important point is that I did not take something that I understood to be prohibited and publish it anyway. When I woke up and learned that the material did not reflect the intended public 3.0 release, I corrected that information immediately. I pinned a public correction explaining that the footage had been recorded in an incorrect build that had been made available to me at the time. I clearly told viewers that the chicken coops and the other feature were not included in the public 3.0 release, and I repeated that clarification during my release weekend live streams. I also cancelled the planned Instagram publication of the disputed content that had not yet been released, so the chicken coop content and the content containing the other feature never appeared on my Instagram. Once I understood there was a problem, I stopped further publication and I corrected the record. Unfortunately, that was not enough to satisfy the fun pimps and behavior. They demanded that I remove or re-edit the videos at my own cost. I was not trying to leave disputed material online while pretending that nothing had happened. I clearly told viewers that those features were not a part of the public 3.0 release and tried to find a practical way to resolve the content already produced. In the Discord conversation at the time, I also proposed a practical solution. I explained, I used the build I was given access to, it displayed as 3.0, and I made the video in good faith based on the information available at the time. I also asked if the video could remain live with an immediate pin correction, while behavior and the fun pimps worked out what had happened. And I made clear, I am willing to cooperate, but I am not willing to absorb the full cost of a wrong build issue I did not create without that being recognized. I did not agree to immediately erase or substantially remake several completed videos, as though the entire situation had been caused solely by me. I was an independent creator, I was not their employee, and this was not paid, contracted content produced under an approval process. I had used official creator program access, recorded the build supplied to me, and published in good faith. I had and have no paid content agreements with the fun pimps, giving them editorial approval or control over what was published on my channel. I did not select the build, package it for distribution, or know that it differed from the intended creator version. There is a major difference between deliberately revealing something you know is prohibited and unknowingly recording material in an incorrect build that has been supplied to you through an official source. In my view, their statement that something wasn't yours to reveal yet leaves out that distinction. Instead, it may give the readers the impression that I had knowledge and intent. It suggests that I knew I possessed restricted material, understood that I was forbidden from showing it, and revealed it anyway. I, again, reject that characterization. I had no role in selecting or distributing the build that appeared in my account. Had I been warned that the build was incorrect or contained prohibited material, I would not have recorded those videos. There would have been no sensible reason for me to risk my channel, my professional reputation, and my relationship with the developers of the game that has helped support my career thus far. After the initial requests, the situation escalated rapidly. Once it became clear this was a serious issue, I asked for any formal demand to come from the company legally responsible, rather than continuing through informal messages in Discord. I then received an email from Behavior Interactive, again demanding...
Hello, Jawoodle. As discussed on Discord, we wanted to continue the conversation by email. Oh, man. Ambiguity around the build access, we are not disputing that you received access. Sought out the incorrect build. That's once an ability you identified the showcase. Okay. Like, they're just saying that, like, you showed stuff that was not supposed to be saying. And you get, like, we're not saying that you didn't have, like, they're saying that he didn't have access, though, but it's like they didn't want him to show some stuff. Oh, you may have received the release notes after finalizing your review. You did receive them prior to the official start or streamer weekend. At that point, editing the content remained an option. By your own description, you organized that the material fell outside the scope of what was intended to be publicly showcased, as it was explicitly identified as hidden, and nevertheless chose to feature it in your coverage. The removing or editing your videos is not a small request. We do not dismiss that. Same time, the public exposure of hidden and unfinished content has a real impact on our team, including our future content plans, player expectations, and the experience we intend to deliver. Creator program is built, so they're just saying that, like, this does affect us. I was like, they're saying that, like, you did nothing wrong, though, but this is affecting us.
That the content be removed. In that correspondence, they acknowledged several important points. In their email to me, they wrote, there appears to have been some ambiguity around build access and versioning. We are not disputing that you received access to a build labeled as 3.0,
they're saying that they want
nor are we suggesting that you intentionally sought out the incorrect build. They further acknowledged that the release notes came only after I had already finalized the videos. While you may have received the release notes after finalizing your videos, you did receive them prior to the official start of Streamer Weekend. And they recognized that what they were asking was not minor. We understand that removing or editing your videos is not a small request, and we do not dismiss that. But most importantly, they wrote, while providing access to the incorrect build was our responsibility. So they acknowledged in writing that providing me with the incorrect build was their responsibility. They still argued that I should have recognized that the material was not intended to be shown, despite me having no knowledge of the internal differences between their builds. I do not, and never have, worked for the Fun Pimps or Behavior Interactive. And that is the central disagreement. I still do not know how I received a different build or why that material was included, and they have not given me an explanation for how that happened. But I did not create this situation. Because I would be shouldering the entire cost arising from the incorrect build they supplied, with no offer to cover the loss to my business, I stated my reasoning and declined to immediately remove or remake all of the content. In my response at the time, I explained why. I wrote, I respect that Behavior and the Fun Pimps have full control over what they choose to include in the game, how they release it, and how they communicate future content plans. In the same way, I retain editorial control over my own published content. I do not work for Behavior or the Fun Pimps, and I was not paid or contracted to create this video. This was independent coverage made in good faith from a build I was given access to. If this had been a paid, contracted campaign, there would normally be clear terms in place around review, approval, change requests, takedowns, and remedies if something went wrong. That is not the arrangement here. This was unpaid creator access, and no agreement was made that Behavior or the Fun Pimps would have post-publication editorial control over my independent coverage. I also explained that removing the content was not a minor change. As I wrote at the time, removing the affected sections from the long-form video would affect the structure, title, thumbnail, description, viewer expectations, and performance of the upload. Likewise, unpublishing the shorts and TikTok content would place the cost of this issue on me after the fact. I then received a formal legal demand alleging that I had breached NDA obligations and requiring the content to be removed. This was the first formal threat of legal action. A lot of people have also asked why I did not simply take down the videos immediately, and that is a fair question, but by that point, this had become more than just a request to remove the videos. Once their legal team became involved, I could no longer just remove the videos and assume that the matter would end. They had made clear that removal alone would not resolve it, and that further legal or platform action could still follow. From that point, I could not take the videos down without first obtaining legal advice. The demand arrived on a Saturday morning in Australia, which also happened to be my birthday. It had been sent on Friday evening in their local time and required a response by Monday afternoon in North America. That left me with less than one full business day to find Australian legal representation and review their demands. I requested an extension until the following Friday so that I would have time to find appropriate counsel. That full extension was declined and I was given until Wednesday. I urgently contacted several Australian law firms over the weekend and eventually retained lawyers to represent me. From that point onward, I stopped trying to handle the dispute personally and allowed the lawyers to communicate. On the 25th of June, my lawyers sent a formal response to Behavior Interactive and the Fun Pimps, explaining my position and attempting to resolve the matter. Behavior Interactive's legal counsel then informed my lawyers that their clients maintained their position and intended to pursue the legal remedies available to them. Ultimately, and unfortunately, despite my genuine attempts to resolve the matter by compromise, no agreement was reached. I was not willing to accept a public version of events. That said, I had knowingly leaked material that I understood was prohibited. That is not what occurred. I hold myself with integrity and honorable actions, and I was concerned that the public impression being created was that I had deliberately done something wrong. Protecting my reputation is important to me. Around the same time, I was removed from the Fun Pimps Creator Program and its Discord. I received an automated lurket email saying my application had been declined. despite having been accepted into and participating in the program 2 years earlier in July 2024. The Fun Pimps then submitted copyright takedown requests in relation to 3 of my YouTube videos. Those videos were removed and my channel received a copyright strike. They did not simply remove the particular sections they disputed, they took down the videos wholesale. A copyright strike places the wider channel at risk, and further strikes could have severe consequences for the entire channel. And this channel is my livelihood. It supports my business, my staff, and the community that I've spent years building. It is our home for everything from entertainment to our charity work. The public removal pages identified the Fun Pimps as the party making the copyright complaints. Viewers could see what had happened and people naturally began asking questions. Even then, I did not immediately make a public response. I did not comment beyond saying that I was aware of the takedowns and that it was being handled through the proper channels. I did not make videos attacking the Fun Pimps. I did not tell my audience to go after anyone. I did not publish private legal correspondence. I continued to try to deal with the matter through my lawyers and the proper channels. But after weeks of me staying quiet, the company released a public statement that, in my view, framed the situation in a way that implied that I knowingly broke the embargo and revealed something I understood was secret. That statement creates the impression that I knew that material was restricted, that I knew I was forbidden from showing it, and chose to reveal it anyway. It also suggests that I failed to respect the embargo. I did respect the embargo. The video went live at the stated time. This was not a creator knowingly entrusted with a secret and choosing to betray that trust for views. I published openly under my own name. When I was told that the build was wrong, I corrected the information and stopped further publication. That is not the behavior of somebody trying to secretly distribute stolen material. People can disagree with my refusal to immediately delete every completed video. I understand why the developer wanted that material removed, but that later disagreement does not turn the original publication into a deliberate breach. Seeking legal advice and attempting to resolve the dispute privately was not an admission of wrongdoing. Independent creators do not have legal departments, and disputes like this create significant financial and professional risk. At every stage, I have been responding to actions taken against me. I did not initiate legal proceedings, issue takedowns, or make the dispute public. I was left with a choice: accept demands from a company that I was not employed by and had no paid content or editorial approval agreement with, or seek legal advice and defend myself and my business. And I chose to defend myself. Attempts were made to resolve it. No agreement was reached. The copyright takedowns followed. I dispute those copyright takedowns. I am receiving legal advice about those actions, and I am not going to argue an entire legal case in a YouTube video. I've spent years covering 7 Days to Die. I promoted updates, showcased features, brought players into the game, and built a large part of my career around this community. The Fun Pimps can manage its creator program and protect genuinely confidential material. But once they publicly implied that I knowingly revealed something entrusted to me as a secret, I had to correct that implication. This dispute has affected my sleep. I've lost almost 6 kilograms during it, and I've struggled to work without fearing the next email or the next platform notice. I wish the correct build had been supplied to me. I wish that this could have been resolved privately. It was not. So about my future in this space, for now, I still enjoy 7 Days to Die, and I still love making videos that you enjoy watching. All your kind comments over the years go into a folder called the Rainy Day folder, where I can go and remind myself of the positive impact you guys have told me I have from doing this. That folder has not closed for a month. I will continue creating content I believe is best for my channel and the community, whether that is 7 days or otherwise. But
or
I
some
will
other
not
games,
participate in future early access update weekends without clear, professional, and contracted agreements that properly define the build, the permitted content, and the review process. I cannot put myself or my business in this position again. I'm not holding a grudge. I'm not saying I would never work with them again, but the current copyright strikes would need to be properly addressed first. I will continue following my lawyer's advice and handling any next steps through the appropriate processes. And for now, annoyingly, I'm left with unanswered questions, thousands of dollars in legal fees, an ulcer from constantly chewing my lip in my sleep, and a very uncertain future in content creation. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry I had to make a video with all of this, but it was important to me to make sure that the record was set straight and my reputation was not damaged further by an incomplete version of events. I wanted to finish this with a joke. I never want you to leave a Woodle video with a bitter taste in your mouth. I want these videos to make you smile, but honestly, I'm just tired. I'm one person up against a much bigger company using legal and platform processes against me over material they have acknowledged responsibility for supplying. I'm just tired. Let's hope I never have to do this again. Cheers.
All right, I wanted to go over a little bit of what what it's really about. So with just like any other game, 7 days to die is like any other builder kind of game. Kind of like if you were playing Fallout 4, there's a selection of items you can always pick and stuff and try to like farm and everything though. I don't want to have any audio issues or any issues though, but I'm just like grabbing a random video though, and it's just something so simple of like chickens being able to be in like a little house coop, and it's just all of this just seems so very minor. I had to like really go down this little rabbit hole because my buddy Noob was talking about it on her stream and stuff, and I was like, oh, you know what, man, you know what, maybe I need to watch this shit too and maybe get my head in this and learn a little bit about 7 Days to Die and what they're doing to their creators. So please like and subscribe. Don't forget to support this guy too. So have a nice day.